Yeah, you receive them. You receive them very soon. Most people have not yet marked most people, but each one will be receiving their marks.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. The first question was telling us to define the term biology. Yes, Nabunji. Nabunji, you can tell us the answer.
Biology is a branch of science which deals with the study of life or living things.
Okay, thank you very much, Nabunji. Okay. Rita, do you have another alternative?
Yes, teacher. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Rita.
Biology is the branch of science which deals with the study of life.
Okay, thank you very much, Rita.
Welcome.
It's about studying life. Melissa, do you have a different alternative?
Yes.
What is it?
Biology is a branch of science which deals with the study of living things.
Okay, we're calling them living things. Okay. I think you guys all have good answers. But what you must know is biology. When we are going through this, I told you bio means life. This word bio is from Greek. It means life. Okay. And then this loge part of it, loge, comes from logos. Logos means study of. Okay. So in biology, we are studying about life. Now, life is so complex. Of course, it is determined and affected by both living and non-living components that are surrounding the life. And that's why it would be better when we are defining biology to define it as the study of life, because life is complex and life can include some non-living components in it, such as the sun, the water. There are so many different things. Okay, so that's why I wouldn't like you to define it as the study of living things. Okay, but rather we should define it as the study of life, because life is so complex. Okay, so biology is the study of life. And then we can go to the next question. Part B, it was saying, state any 4 branches of biology. State any 4 branches of biology. Melissa Chisache has given us zoology and botany. And then let me, Alum, we have Alum. Yes, Alum. Alum Martha.
Zoology, and
Zoology. Zoology is the study of what? Alum. Okay, thank you.
Of animals.
Okay, thank you, Alum. Thank you. And then Miranda.
Taxonomy.
And what is involved in taxonomy?
The study of classification of living things.
What do you mean by classification, Miranda, of living things?
Classification specifically means like the characteristics.
Okay. So classification means characteristics, or you use characteristics to classify.
Yeah, you use characteristics to classify.
Okay, so what do we do when we are classifying, Miranda?
you state how the thing lives, how
Okay.
it is always
Okay, thank
living, like in its daily life.
Okay, thank you, Miranda. So you had Miranda. We're having Winnie B. Yes, Winnie, can you say something about the meaning of classification? Winnie?
No, I had another answer. I had
No,
another
before,
answer.
like, I know you have another answer, but can you say something about classification, what it means?
Classification, the way I think, it's like you compare the characteristics. Then
Okay.
after you classify them.
Okay, thank you very much, Winnie. I've not got, let me pick Isingoma Emma. Isingoma, can you say something about classification? What does it specifically mean?
Classification is the process by which living things are grouped into different ways.
Thank you very much, Isingoma. I hope each one of you has understood. When we are classifying, we are grouping these things, and we group them basing on observable characteristics. Okay, thank you, Isingoma. And then let us pick someone else to give us another branch. Okay, we are having Jasmine. Yes, Jasmine. Okay, Jasmine is quiet. Let's pick another person. Patience.
Zoology.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Zoology, but it has already been mentioned. Let's just choose Michael. Yes, Michael. Any other branch? When I ask you to unmute, you unmute very fast and you give us the answer. Mike has failed to unmute. Let us choose Elvin. Is it Elvine? Yes, Elvine. Okay, has failed. Let me choose Ndifuna. Who is Ndifuna? Ismail? Yes, Ndifuna.
Teacher, I'm here. You had refused to unmute me.
You say I've unmute you.
Teacher. Another branch is virology.
Sir, we have
Yes, we have Ndifuna.
pathology. We have, which is the study of diseases
involved in. Okay,
yes.
Thank you. Yeah, okay, thank you. I've got it. Yeah, it's pathology.
Yes.
Pathology, we are learning about diseases. Yes, Elvin, you are saying which one?
Virology.
And what is involved in virology?
Hello?
And what do we
the
study
study of
in virology?
Viruses.
Okay, thank you very much. We are learning about viruses
Study
under
like
virology. Yes, Immaculate. Okay. And then Immaculate.
Zoology.
Come again.
Zoology.
And what do you study in zoology?
Study of animals.
Okay, we had already finished it, Immaculate. It's called zoology, and we had already finished it. I'm seeing people have so far given me about 4, and yet there are many. Yes, Rita.
Entomology.
And what do we study in entomology?
Is the study of insects.
Okay, thank you. Under entomology, we are looking at insects. Let me see. Miranda is saying sort of Kwesiga. Then Kasuti is saying physiology. Zara said, teacher, I didn't receive my, I told you most of you have not yet marked you and you'll receive your marks very soon. Chirabo is saying, Kasuti is saying cytology, taxonomy, entomology, physiology, microbiology, Batesa, microbiology. Chirabo says parasitology, mammalogy, and pathology. Chirabo says histology, and then, yeah. And then Navonje, ecology. Okay, there are quite many that we studied about. Ornithology, ornithology, special says ornithology, which involves study of birds. Yeah. Many people confuse ornithology and entomology. Ornithology is we are studying birds, ebinyonyi, and but for entomology we are studying insects. That's ebuka. Then evolution. Under evolution, we study how organisms change, how they evolve. And then genetics is also a branch, microbiology, botany, mycology, where we look at fungi. Kwesiga is telling us mycology. And then parasitology. Nakato says parasitology. There we're learning about parasites. There's so many different parasites. And then, yeah, there are quite a number of branches. And I told you last time that we cannot study all these branches and we finish them. There are many because biology is huge. Yes, Winnie Mugabe.
So I am asking the pardon of, I am asking, I want to pardon me the branches, a list of them, because I've not noted the one that you have just said.
Oh, I was reading through people's answers and I was confirming to them whether they are correct or wrong, which they had typed in the chat. Okay. Okay, let us continue then. Elijah. Yes, Elijah.
So I was saying that I wanted to define the meaning of microbiology.
Yes, please go on.
Microbiology is the scientific study of microorganisms, or we can say microbiology is the study of all living organisms that are too small. That is an easier description.
And when you are saying they are too small, what do you mean by too small? Like, could you place, let's say, a mosquito under microbiology? Because it is also small.
No.
So how small is
No.
small? So what do you mean by when you say, yes, what do you mean when they are small?
That's another way I got it, and by the meaning of micro, because micro means something too small.
Yes, that is true. Like, I wanted to know whether you really understood what they mean by small. Now, in the case of microbiology, normally they mean those organisms which are too small to be seen by your naked eyes. And for you to see them, you need an instrument like a microscope to see them. So they are microorganisms. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, let me go to Namirembe Beatrice. Yes, Namirembe Beatrice, you have a question?
Excuse me, teacher. Is cytology a
Come again, Namirembe.
What about cytology? Is it the correct answer?
Okay, thank you, Namirembe Beatrice. Yes, with cytology, it's a branch that specifically deals with the study of cells. Okay. Of course, there are many huge branches of biology, but also cytology can be a branch whereby we are only studying the cell, because simple cell, but cells have, there's a lot to learn about cells. And if you want to learn how the body actually works, then you must first understand how a cell works and how it responds to certain conditions. So cytology can also be a branch of biology. And there are some people even who can go to university and they specialize in cytology only. Then we are having Aliasima. Okay, Aliasima's network is not okay. Opio Isaiah.
I had a question.
Yes, please.
What are the important branches of biology?
Okay, thank you.
The main
Opio.
branches of biology.
Okay, thank you, Opio. I'm going to answer you. Okay, to answer Opio's answer, what you guys must know is that biology is huge. It's a very huge subject with many different branches. And even when we are teaching, we basically teach about a few. But there is no branch that you can say that this is the major one, that it is the king, it is the main one, because all branches can supplement one another. For example, when we are learning, you can learn about, let's say, entomology. With entomology, you're looking at only insects, okay? So does it mean that it's the most important because you're learning about insect, or when you're learning about, let's say, okay, like insects, because insects are, it's one of the class insecta is one of the biggest classes, okay, under kingdom Animalia. Or sometimes looking at zoology or botany. When you're learning about botany, you're learning about plants. Is it that is the most important? So there's nothing like this is the most important branch, that this is the king of the branches. All branches supplement one another and they need each other. And so any branch that you are able to identify is equally correct. Okay. So there is no branch that is super. There is no branch that is super. And then Miranda saying, what is basic biology and applied biology? Now, when you talk about basic biology, basic just means something that is so simple, that doesn't go deep into the concepts, okay? Applied just means like practical applications of biology. And there are so many ways of how biology can be applied, okay? When you're learning, how can you apply? But there are so many, even based on the different branches, they have different applicabilities. Just the word apply means that you are now applying it in everyday life. Okay, so there's nothing special about that. There is a unique thing like about basic, or a unique thing about applied biology. Then Lodia says bacteriology is the study of bacteria. Yeah, so there's nothing like this is the most important or this is this. Let me pick about a few questions and then we go to the next. There is a question from Anna Pauline. Yes, Anna Pauline. Anna Pauline.
Yes,
Can I ask
teacher.
you to unmute very fast? Yes, you have a question.
Teacher, I was just giving an answer of a branch of biology called botany.
Botany, they have already said it, Anna. People had already said it, and then there's Chloe Drusilla. Chloe.
Saying
Mm.
mycology.
Okay, mycology. Okay, thank you. People had already also said that. In case your answer has already been said, please you put down your hand. There is Kaima, Elizabeth.
Saying mycology.
Yeah, mycology. People have already said it's about fungi. Yes, Kaima.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Okay. Good afternoon, Kaima.
I just wanted to say another branch of biology, genetics.
Which one?
Genetics.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Kaima. Also, genetics exists. So there are quite many, and we just have to get used to them. Then we can go to the next question, which says, write down any 6 characteristics of living things. Write down any 6 characteristics of living things. Okay, let me choose some people here who have not yet said anything. There is Jenny. Yes, Jenny.
Living things respond to stimuli.
Okay, thank you. Yes, they respond to stimuli. Then Davis Aloysius. Davis. When I ask you to unmute, you unmute very
Living
fast.
things reproduce.
Okay, living can reproduce.
And to grow.
Okay, they also
They
grow.
breathe.
There is Noble Muiza. There is Noble Muiza. Yes, Noble. Okay, Noble is quiet. Let's get another person. Bate Sachi. Blessing.
Living things feed.
Okay, thank you. Living things feed. I've just heard someone saying that living things breathe. Now, I don't agree with that answer of living things breathe, and I would mark it wrong. I would mark it. So what do you mean by breathing? Surely, what is breathing? Okay, if someone can defend it, then I can say maybe. But what is breathing? Is it that every living thing breathes? Okay, or you are just selfish as an animal because you can breathe, then you think all living things breathe. What do you mean by breathing? So someone should defend that, and then we see whether all living things do what? Do breathe. There is someone called ITEL something, ITEL Simanya P3. Yes, ITEL. Say your answer. They do what?
Respire.
Okay, thank you. Living organisms respire. Then there is this one, man chosen Noka at Gmail. When you say I've asked you to unmute, you say your answer very fast. That one has failed. Let's go to Stella. Yes, Stella. Stella has failed. Let's go to who? There's Chimera Beckley. Yes, Chimera.
Living things move.
Okay, living things
Living
move.
things move.
Okay, thank you. They move, and then let's see. Yeah, Joseph Stephen. Yes, Joseph Stephen. Joseph.
Living things locomote.
Okay,
Living things
locomote.
locomote.
They move. We put that together with locomotion. So let me first see the answers here in the chat box. I'm seeing living things
excrete.
locomote.
Living things
Saying
excrete.
okay, yeah, we did that already. Okay. Then living things are sensitive, they excrete. Living things respond to stimuli, breathe, respire, excrete. Yeah, you guys know all these characteristics of living things, but there are two very common characteristics which people normally give. I would like to clarify them now. Number one, there's people tend to always say that living things die. For me, I don't support that answer. We don't always give that as a characteristic of living organisms, that living things die. So you should always put that out. Then also living things breathe. No, it's not true. What is breathe? When you're breathing, it is taking in. So normally we use the word to respire, okay, instead of using breathing. So we use the word to respire. What do we mean by respiring? With respiring, an organism breaks down food. Normally, the food we're talking about is glucose. In presence of oxygen and energy is released. So they say that the organism is able to obtain energy. So that's what we call respiration. Because all living organisms need energy to do work and to live, to maintain their body processes. Okay, so those never and never give them. So respond to stimuli, yes, that is okay. That is okay. And then we can go to another question, which says, what is magnification? What is magnification? Topista is saying, what about living things feed? Yes, they feed, that is okay. That is okay. They reproduce, that is okay. Okay, I just commented about the other two. So what is magnification? Birungi, Faith Birungi, what do you have to say? Okay, Faith Birungi has failed to unmute. Let us go to another person.
Yes.
Have you unmute? Who is there? Okay. Let me get to this. Elvin. Yes, Elvin.
Magnification means how big an object appears to its real size.
Okay, thank you very much. So you're looking at how big an organism may appear compared to its normal size, but there are also some other ways you can define it. There are also some other ways you can define it. And yes, Caroline, Esther.
Hey,
Carol.
thank you,
Yes.
sir. Magnification
Yes.
refers how much larger the object appears compared to its real size.
Okay, so how much larger or smaller compared to its normal size? Because the magnification does not look in only one way. Okay, then who has been there? Chisache. Yes, Chisache.
That person has just given the answer I had.
Hey,
That
okay.
magnification refers to how much large the object appears compared to its real size.
Okay, thank you very much. But there are some other ways of how magnification can actually be defined, depending. Let me see in the chat. People are saying the degree of enlargement of the specimen. Then Nakato says magnification refers to how large the image is compared to its object. Torinawe says magnification refers to how much larger the object appears compared to its real size. And then magnification is the ability of to make small objects seem larger using a magnifier. Now, there, are you not looking at it in only one direction, Anna? Okay. Okay, so I think you've gotten it. So, and then I think last time I even gave you a simple way of how you can always calculate magnification, and I gave you an acronym. An acronym is like just letter words which can enable you remember something faster. And I gave you an acronym which was MIA. MIA, whereby M stands for magnification, and I stands for image size, and A stands for actual size. So that's I gave you, if you want to remember how to calculate magnification, I gave you an acronym which was MIA, like that, whereby AM means magnification is equal to the image size, divided by actual size. But sometimes you can also calculate magnification from a microscope, and I think I even talked about it, whereby when you're getting it from a microscope, magnification will equal to objective lens times the eyepiece lens. Okay, when you are calculating direct from a microscope, and I think I talked about it last time. Someone saying I never graded. I've told you that most people, if you see, most people were not, of course there are some that are already graded, but most people were not graded, and you guys are going to receive, each one of you receive your grades. Don't worry about that. Then part B says, state any two important parts of a microscope and their uses. Two important parts of a microscope and their uses. Okay, let me first erase this. Let me first clear off this so that doesn't disturb us. Okay. Okay. Let me see people here. We are having. Let me first choose Eric and Isaiah. Yes, Eric and Isaiah.
Teacher, first part of the definition of magnification.
Come again?
The definition of magnification.
We didn't get it well.
You didn't get it well?
Yes.
What is magnification?
Okay, it's as if you were copying from somewhere. We have gone through this very, very hard. And I think some of you may be over, you lose some network. Okay, let me project it. Let me project it. But for the case of network, always make sure you get somewhere stable. So Eric, I don't know whether you can take a screenshot of that. First, how much larger the object appears compared to its real size. So maybe you can take a screenshot of that or you can get it, but we had already looked at it. But still, there are some other ways of how it can be calculated. And that's why I gave you this acronym of magnification is equal to image size over actual or size of the object, which I abbreviate as mere. Okay, so when you understand this formula, you can never fail to to answer that. Okay. Going back to our question, Mary says eyepiece enables one to view well specimen. Does it enable you to view? Just teacher, I went to a classroom and I did not see the work of the roots because I missed them. The roots, that's for senior 2, not senior 1. And then a handle, okay, Anna says fine adjustment knobs for focusing finer details of specimen, okay. And then Jean says lens helps to magnify and observe in detail. This one says, and I don't know whether people have just joined. I've already told you that not everyone was marked. So you be in class, eh? Don't. There's Jotham Tumwevaze. Yes, Jotham.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you have the answer for the other question. Any two important parts of the microscope? Okay, they don't have it. Let me choose another person. I want some people who have not yet said yes, Lillian.
Reflecting mirror.
And what does it do?
It reflects light from external source through the specimen.
Thank you. That's very correct. That's very correct. Yes, and then let me see another person. Reste. Reste. Okay, Reste has failed. Then there's Tendo. Yes, Tendo. Tendo.
Barrow.
What does it do?
It helps to hold the eyepiece and objective lenses in position.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. So yeah, if you have been following, okay, let me go to that slide where the microscope is. This is the microscope, the light microscope that we're talking about. If I can play, well, let me play it, the slide very fast. Let me play the slide very fast. Yeah, this is the microscope that we have been talking about. You must, okay, sorry for that. Yeah, by now you must know every part of a microscope, every part of the microscope. It must be fingertips. The eyepiece, the barrel, the coarse adjustment, the fine adjustment, the turret, these objective lenses, the stage, these clips, the arm, the base, the reflecting mirror, the condenser, all these parts, they must be on your fingertips. They must be on your fingertips. Okay. So when going back to our question, I think we have finished all the corrections. Unless you have, you can all first put down your hands, and the hands which I want up now is I want where we are now for anything that is not clear so far, where we are now. But otherwise, for anything that is not clear so far right now, I'll begin with Jenny. Yes, Jenny. Yes, Jenny, can you please ask very fast? Okay, you want
only wanted to see the
you wanted to see the what?
the microscope's picture.
It is there already on the screen. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. For any question that is not clear, I'm seeing this. Yes, Davis and Aloysius. Hmm?
Can you give us the parts of this second microscope? Is it an electronic microscope or light microscope?
This one on the right side, eh?
Yes.
Okay, now Davis, when we are learning according to the NCDC curriculum that we are following, for this level, we are not expected to know the parts of an electron microscope and how they work. That is for A level. Okay.
But I was asking, can you give us the parts? Can you define us the parts of the second microscope?
Yeah, the parts of the light microscope are the ones that we have been going through, okay? And they are the ones which we did. But for this one, the electron microscope, we are not, unless you make your personal research, but for O level, that is from senior, O level runs from senior 1 to senior 4, you are not expected
so this one is for
learning about how it works and the different parts. That is for A level, about the electron microscope. Okay, but the individual parts you are requested, you are supposed to know, those ones for the light microscope. Okay, but in summary, but in summary, what you must know is that the electron microscope parts, they're almost the same as actually this one. The difference is in how the image is prepared and how it is magnified. Now, this electron microscope has a chamber that generates or emits electrons. Now, those electrons are shot. It's like there's a gun inside which shoots electrons that go through the specimen. Okay. And even that's why there's even a technical way of how the specimens are prepared. And you cannot view a living specimen using this microscope. The specimen must be dead already. And even we use certain stains when we are preparing it, which are unique as compared to this one. Okay. And even handling it, they are way too different. But there are some general parts like, for example, the lens is there, but sometimes this one can be connected to a computer and you can see the image direct. on the computer. So, but for you, how it works and everything, this is this is way beyond our scope. Okay. And then I think admin auto, I think we can be able to end the lesson because we are done with the corrections and I'm not seeing new questions from the students. There is Kwesiga. Yes, Kwesiga. Yes, Kwesiga.
If they say that it's electric, the other electron microscope, why is the light over there? What is the use of
Come
that
again?
light? What is the use of the light
Which
near
one?
the electron microscope?
This one here. Okay, thank you very much. Now this light is actually just like it is part of the workstation here. Okay, but it's, you see, the image is going to be placed inside here. Okay, and you can see these two these two knobs which look like eyepiece lenses. Are you saying this is where you're going to be observing from? Just like you put your eye here and you observe the specimen here. So the specimen is not placed here where you're seeing this this bulb here. Okay, it's not placed here. The specimen is not placed. The microscope is this one here. And even when you are viewing, you're going to put your eyes here. Okay, so don't confuse this. Don't confuse it. It is an electron. It means it uses it as the source of the specimen is not here. They are prepared and placed inside here. Yeah, and there is a gun which shoots electrons. But they are all inside in the compartment. So how it works, you don't need to. So I think since there are no more questions, I think we can end the lecture here.
What about when you
what
want to
about?
grow bacteria? I wanted to carry out an experiment of how to check germs on something, and then I used the microscope pieces to put everything into the microscope piece. Then they didn't grow. Yeah, and they had showed that it grows in 10 days or 7 days. Why
Okay,
didn't
thank
they?
you for that. Okay. To answer your question, I don't know who is asking that question. Who is that?
Gadela Treasure.
Okay, let me answer you. Now, what you must know, Kwesiga, when you want to grow germs, or you can call them bacteria, first of all, you don't have to grow any type of germs because some are dangerous. You don't just grow germs anyhow. Okay. And that's why there are labs, and labs must be certified to handle certain germs. Secondly, germs or bacteria, there is a nutrient which they are given. It's called nutrient agar. Okay, so they use that nutrient agar. It looks like glucose. They dissolve it in water and then they place it in a petri dish. And then secondly, you must have it's something that looks like, I don't want to call it an oven, but yeah, it looks like an oven that provides a suitable temperature, and the temperature must be maintained constant for those number of days that you're growing those germs. The temperature must be kept constant. So yours didn't grow because you didn't have probably a machine which could maintain a stable temperature for those number of days. You didn't have the proper nutrient which is given to the bacteria to grow without stopping. Okay. And thirdly, you must have what we call an autoclave. It's some kind of machine. After using those bacteria, because sometimes they can be dangerous, you're supposed to destroy whatever you have used in case they're harmful. So that's why I think you didn't, and it wouldn't be nice to try out such, because bacteria are very dangerous. This one says, my first lesson, can I get notes? The notes are there in Google Classroom. The title is Biology Introduction and Microscopy. Introduction to Biology and Microscopy is the title if you want to access these notes in Google Classroom. So I think, okay, let me pick one more question and then I close. Yes, Eric?
We wanted to see a specimen that is being magnified by the microscope.
Oh, you wanted to see a specimen. I'll show you maybe next time.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, otherwise, goodbye and enjoy yourselves, please.
Thanks for the lessons.
Okay, you too. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, teacher.
Okay, bye.
Teacher, what about the new timetable?
The timetable is coming very soon.
Okay. Have a good day.
Dr. Elizabeth.
People have names. Bye. Bye. Leave the meeting. The meeting.